All right, so we're all seeing these incredible AI systems pop up, right? They're writing code, they're creating amazing art, they're crunching huge amounts of data in the blink of an eye. But what if I told you that even the smartest AI out there has a fundamental, kind of hidden blind spot, a limitation that stops it from truly getting how the world works? So let's dive in and figure out what that is, and more importantly, why it matters so much. I love this quote from Dr. Yogesh Malhotra, who's a real pioneer in this space. Data is profoundly dumb. It's a bit of a head-scratcher at first, isn't it? I mean, we always think of AI as being brilliant because it's data-driven. But what this quote is getting at is that data, all on its own, has no context. It knows the what, sure, but it has absolutely no clue about the why. So, what is this crucial missing piece then? It's not about more processing power or even bigger data sets. Nope. It's something way more fundamental. It's about a completely different way of learning.
So this limitation, this blind spot, it actually has a name, and it's right at the heart of how pretty much all AI systems operate today. Understanding this is really the key to unlocking the next generation of truly intelligent tech.
It's called single-loop learning, and the best way to think about it is like a smart thermostat. You know, you set it to 72 degrees. If the room gets too hot, the AC kicks on. If it gets too cold, the heat turns on. It is incredibly good, incredibly efficient at fixing errors to meet that one single predefined goal.
And that's the key phrase right there. Single-loop systems are masters of optimization. They are all about doing things right. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. What happens when the goal itself is wrong? That thermostat will keep an empty house at a perfect 72 degrees all week while you're on vacation, wasting a ton of energy, because it literally can't question its own basic instructions.
This is exactly where we need a huge shift in thinking. We need to go from an AI that just follows orders to one that can actually reflect, adapt, and maybe even challenge the assumptions it's been given. We need to teach it the art of questioning. And that brings us to this really critical difference. Single-loop learning is all about, are we doing things right? But double-loop learning, well, it asks a much deeper, much more important question. Are we doing the right thing? It's the thermostat suddenly asking, hey, should the goal even be 72 degrees right now? Maybe we should check the weather forecast or the price of electricity or, see if the family's even home. That ability to change the goal itself, that's everything.
So how in the world do we build an AI that can actually think like that? Well, this isn't just some philosophical thought experiment. Thanks to Dr. Malhotra's decades of research, there's a real, practical framework for creating systems that are capable of this deeper level of learning.
This framework really comes down to 4 key ideas. First up, you need real-time feedback, so the system is constantly learning from what's happening right now. Next, you add feed-forward, which lets it predict future needs instead of just reacting to the past. Third, you integrate behavioral analytics, which helps it understand the why behind what users are doing, not just the what. And finally, the whole system has to embrace uncertainty, so it can actually handle the messy, complex, unpredictable real world.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but what does it actually look like when you put it into practice? Well, one of the most powerful places we could see this kind of AI is in completely reinventing education as we know it.
Just think about the difference this could make. With the old single-loop model, the student experience is all about rote memorization. The teacher is more of an administrator, and the main goal is just to pass a standardized test. But when you bring in double-loop AI, the entire model gets turned on its head. The student gets a personalized learning journey. The teacher gets to be a real mentor, and the key outcome isn't just a grade, it's genuine critical thinking. I mean, the benefits here are just huge. We're talking about an AI that can create lessons tailored to every single student's unique pace and style. It could automate all the boring grading and paperwork so teachers can actually focus on teaching and mentoring, and it could create these amazing collaborative spaces where students, teachers, and even the AI are all learning from each other.
Now, let's just zoom out for a minute, because this shift from single-loop to double-loop thinking, it's about way more than just making smarter software. It really represents a fundamental change in how we think about solving problems and how we innovate, period. I just love this quote from the system scientist C.W. Churchman because it completely nails the point. It's a reminder that the goal isn't just to pile up a bunch of information inside a machine. The real value, the real magic, happens in how that information helps us humans understand things better and make smarter decisions. And that really brings us to the biggest takeaway of all. This idea of double-loop learning, it's not just for AI engineers and data scientists. It is a powerful mental model for every single one of us. Think about it. Are you just optimizing your daily routine, just trying to do things right? Or are you taking a step back to ask if your goals are still the right ones, if you're actually doing the right thing?
And that leaves us with one last really fascinating question to chew on. For decades, we've built our technology to answer what and how. But what happens to our world, to our work, to our own human potential when our technology finally learns how to ask the most human question of all? Why?